Hi children, we move on to our next chapter in chemistry, chapter 18, pollution of air and water. In smaller classes, you have learned about the composition of air, isn't it? Composition of air you have learned in smaller classes. Now what is the composition of air? 78% by volume of air is nitrogen gas. 78% by volume of air is nitrogen gas. 21% is oxygen. So, these two together makes up 99% by volume of air. Now, the remaining 1% is constituted by carbon dioxide, argon, methane, ozone, water vapor, etc. Small amount of dust particles, etc. So, this is the composition of air. 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1%, the remaining 1% is constituted by carbon dioxide, argon, methane, ozone, water vapor and small amounts of dust particles. But nowadays, air is mixed up with some unwanted substances. Air is contaminated with unwanted substances which have harmful impacts on both living and non-living things. So, nowadays air is contaminated or mixed up with unwanted substances which have harmful impacts on both living and non-living things. This process we call it as air pollution. This is referred to as air pollution. What is air pollution? Contamination, the contamination of air with unwanted substances. Contamination means mixing up with unwanted substances. The contamination of air with unwanted substances which have harmful impacts on both living and non-living things is known as air pollution. And the substances that pollute the air, they are known as air pollutants. Substances that pollute the air are known as air pollutants. These pollutants may come from natural sources like smoke and dust arising from volcanic eruptions, forest fires, etc. And also by human activities also pollutants are released into the atmospheric air like burning of fuels in factories, power plants, then from automobile exhaust, etc. So, pollutants can be released into the atmospheric air by natural processes and also by human activities. Now, we are going to discuss in detail about the major air pollutants. What are the causes of air pollutants? Or we will discuss about the major air pollutants. Main causes of air pollution or the major air pollutants we are going to discuss. The first one is carbon monoxide. About carbon monoxide we have discussed in the previous chapter. Carbon monoxide is released into the atmospheric air by the incomplete combustion of fuels like petrol, diesel, etc. mainly in vehicles. So, carbon monoxide gas comes into the atmospheric air by incomplete combustion of fuels like petrol, diesel, etc. in vehicles. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It is polluting and at the same time it is poisonous. It reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. So, if it is inhaled in large quantities, large amounts, it can result in death of people. So, it is a very serious air pollutant. Okay, so carbon monoxide is considered as a very serious air pollutant. Give reason. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. When inhaled, it can combine with the hemoglobin of the blood, thereby decreasing the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. So, in larger amounts, if it is inhaled, it can result in death of people. How is it produced? By incomplete combustion of fuels like petrol, diesel, etc. in vehicles. So, that is about carbon monoxide. Second one is smoke. Not smoke, smog. Smog is a mixture of smoke and fog. Smoke is a mixture of smoke and fog. Smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen. Smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen. It combines with fog and other air pollutants to produce smoke. It causes, when inhaled, smoke causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough and wheezing in children. So, this is the second main cause of air pollution. Smoke. Smoke is a mixture, combination of smoke and fog. Smoke contains oxides of nitrogen which combine with other air pollutants and fog to form smoke. When inhaled, smoke can cause respiratory breathing difficulties like asthma, cough and wheezing in children. The third one is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced by burning of fuels like coal. Burning of fuels like coal produces sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur dioxide also when inhaled, it is a highly suffocating gas and also it can cause respiratory problems and other diseases like permanent lung damage. Sulfur dioxide is also produced from petroleum refineries along with nitrogen dioxide. About these two we have discussed in the previous chapter. When sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide gas present in the atmospheric air gets mixed with rainwater, it results in acid rain. Rain falls down as acid rain which affects the quality of the soil, thereby affecting the crop growth and also it affects buildings. Okay, so that's about sulfur dioxide. It is produced mainly by burning of fuels like coal. When inhaled, it can cause diseases including permanent lung damage. Fourth one is chlorofluorocarbons, which are known as Cfcs. Chlorofluorocarbons known as Cfcs. These chlorofluorocarbons were used in refrigerators, air conditioners and in aerosol sprays. CFCs were used in air conditioners, refrigerators and in aerosol sprays, and they damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. CFCs damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. What is the function of ozone layer? To prevent the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun to enter into the atmosphere, into the Earth's atmosphere. Protecting Earth from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun, that is a function of ozone layer. As a result of excessive usage of chlorofluorocarbons, holes are produced in the ozone layer, ozone hole, that is known as ozone hole. Holes are produced in the ozone layer. So what happens? The ultraviolet radiations may reach the surface of the Earth. But nowadays, thankfully, instead of CFCs, nowadays less harmful chemicals are used in refrigerators and air conditioners. So that's about CFC, chlorofluorocarbons. These are produced from refrigerators, air conditioners and aerosol sprays. They damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. Ozone layer protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun, and as a result of excessive usage of chlorofluorocarbons, holes are produced in the ozone layer. But nowadays, instead of chlorofluorocarbons, less harmful chemical substances are used in refrigerators and air conditioners. Now the fifth one is suspended particulate matter. Suspended particulate matter known as SPM. Automobiles which burn on diesel and petrol, upon burning, tiny particles, fine particles are released into the atmospheric air. Along with carbon dioxide gas, tiny particles, tiny solid particles are released into the atmospheric air. They remain suspended in the air for a long period of time. We call them as suspended particulate matter. They will not settle down. They will remain floating or suspended in the atmospheric air. We call them as suspended particulate matter or SPM. They reduce visibility. And also from industrial processes like steel making, coal mining, etc. also these suspended particulate, small solid particles which remain suspended in the atmospheric air comes to the air, remain suspended, comes to the atmospheric air. And also from power plants, these tiny ash particles are released into the air. We call Together they are known as suspended particulate matter. They are very serious air pollutants. They can cause a large number of respiratory diseases. Suspended particulate matter, mainly from automobiles which burn on petrol and diesel. These tiny particles are released into the air, and these remain suspended in the air for a long period of time. It can reduce visibility, and it can, when inhaled, it can cause diseases. Respiratory diseases can be caused. And it also comes to the atmospheric air by industrial processes like steel making and coal mining, and also from power plants. Okay, so these are the major causes of air pollution, main causes of air pollution, but it is not over. We will continue with it in the next class. Thank you, children.